Hello, in this video I'm going to show how to install APT, Aperture Photometry Tool, on all recent versions of Mac. So it doesn't matter if you have Big Sur or the M1 chip. This method I've tested out and it seemed to work. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is to just verify what if we have Java installed. So that's one of the prerequisites for using APT. So I'm going to start off by using my favorite shortcut. So if you press and hold the command key and then tap on the spacebar, the Spotlight search should open right up. Inside Spotlight search, we're going to look for terminal. So let's start typing TER, and as I type it, you'll see that it pops up. So I'm going to double click on terminal to open it. And my terminal window will look a little bit different than yours, but the functionality should be the same. And so I have some colors on mine. You probably might not. The terminal window might even look white. But it's all the same. Now what we want to do is verify if we have Java installed. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna type Java -version, and here you see it says Java version 1.6.0. It doesn't matter which version of Java it's running, but so long this works. But if you type Java -version and nothing appears, then that means you don't have Java. So that'll be the first thing that I'll show how to install. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And so, assuming you don't have Java, let's figure out what we need to do. So the installation instructions for people that are not running Big Sur or Catalina, this will be your set of instructions. So how do I know which version of Mac I'm running? There's a logo of the Apple right on the top left. I should be careful with my words. On the top left, you'll see the Apple logo. So go ahead and click on that and click About This Mac. Here you'll see the name of the operating system I'm using. And here it says macOS Mojave. So right now what I'm going to show is how to install Java if you're running on Mojave, El Capitan, Lion, Yosemite, and Catalina users and Big Sur users. I'll show you exactly what you need to do to install Java in a little bit. But first I'm going to open up a browser, and inside the browser I'm going to look up these words. I'm going to look up legacy, Mac, and Java. I'll be providing the link specifically to the download page, but what we're going to do is we're going to download the legacy version of Java. And so here, as you can tell, I'm in the Apple page, so there won't be any issue doing this download. And I have the picture of the line, so I'll just go ahead and click on this blue button. And I'm going to put this in my downloads folder so I can keep track of it. And now we just have to wait for the download to happen. Once you have this downloaded, it's as simple as double clicking and following through the instructions. And here you see it says this is made for High Sierra, Sierra, El Capitan, Yosemite, Mavericks. This will also work for Mojave. This is the way that I did the installation for myself. But yeah, so once you download it, you go through the process of installing this Java for OS X. And the download is complete. So once the download's complete, you can just go ahead and double click on the DMG file and it'll say here that it's opening. And you'll see here this disk image that shows the PKG file, right? So we double click on the PKG file and it'll open up the installation wizard. So or the installer. And so it says you'll be guided through these steps. So you can continue, read the instructions, and the license information is here. And so long you agree with everything, then you can continue with the installation. And this is where I'll stop doing the installation because I already have it installed, as you saw in the first example. But when you do this, something funny will happen where you'll see on your desktop, it'll say that you'll have their Java for some reason just hanging out on your desktop. So if you click open on your Finder, you should see it under location. So you should find where it says the Java, right? You could right click it also directly on your desktop and click on eject. That way you can get rid of that because you won't need it after you have the installation complete. Okay. Now for Catalina and Big Sur users, this set of instructions is or are for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the Aperture Photometry website, and I'll provide a link in the description on how to access aperturephotometry.org, and we're going to go to their downloads page. Here you'll see are the APT packages, but here you'll also notice is the special JRE package, and it says Legacy Java 1.6 for Catalina, and I've tested this for Big Sur users as well. This may change, with any update or security patch that Mac or Apple does. So in the future, these instructions might not hold, but for now it does work. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the words that are here. And the reason why we right click is because when I do a regular click, for some reason it doesn't the download doesn't start. And this seems to be something that's not just affecting me, it's other users as well. So right click, and we're going to look for save link as, save target as, or download link as. It depends what operating, or not what operating. It depends on which browser you're using. It'll tell you different things. So go ahead and click download or save link, and when you do that, you'll go through the download instructions. So here I'm going to put it again in my downloads folder, and I'm going to save. Now here I get this little pop-up. It says it can't be downloaded securely. I do trust the people of IPAC, Caltech, and NASA. And what I'm going to do is look for the word keep. So here I'm going to press on this little arrow, which are the options for what I want to do. And here I see keep. It might say keep right next to it, but we're going to look for the word keep, and we're going to click it. And this will enable the download to continue normally. So we'll just wait for this to download. And the download is complete. So since the download's complete, now what we can do is double click on this PKG file, and it says it can't be opened because it's from an unidentified developer. Since it didn't come from the App Store, one of the identified developers, I can verify here, right? It says it's from the ipacaltech.edu, and I do trust this file. So what I'm going to do is I need to go into my security preferences. So on the top left, you can go to the system preferences, and here it'll open up the system preferences. Depending on which version you're using, it might look a little bit different, but the logo here that they use for, or the icon they use for security and privacy looks pretty similar. It's a little house. And so once we click on this, the security and privacy, then it'll open up, and we'll find the words near the bottom. It says modified Java 6 installed.pkg was blocked from opening. So what we want to do is we want to let it open it anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this little lock to make changes, and it's going to ask for my password. And this is the computer password. So let me see if I get this right. I got my password right. So it unlocks, and now what I'm going to do is I want to click open anyway. And there I get a pop-up that looks similar to the one that we had earlier, except for now it actually allows me to click on open. So let me go ahead and click open to open up this package, and the installer window appears on screen. So now with the installer window, I can go through similarly, read through the instructions. There's the license information, and if you agree, you can continue, and you can go on with the installation process, which at this point I'm going to stop showing this because I already have Java installed. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually keep the security and privacy window open because we might need to access it in a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and click on this lock just in case we don't. Now, up to this point, we should have Java installed. And so to verify whether or not we do have Java installed, we're going to test again using terminal. So press and hold the command key on your keyboard and then tap on the spacebar. There, we will look for terminal. And so as I start typing it, here you see this black square, terminal.app. So I'll go ahead and double click. And I'm going to use the same test that I did earlier. So Java -version. There's a space between Java and the dash. And again, this will be something that I'll include, so you can just copy and paste it. And then I hit enter, and there you see I have Java version 1.6. All right, so things are set for us to continue, and I'm going to be using terminal again for the next couple steps, so I'm going to also keep this to the side. But now what we want to do is download the actual program. So here is the APT package, and the one we're going to download is this one that's here, the one that says all machines except for the .zip package for Windows, right? So this is the one that we're going to download. And to download this, we're going to right click on the text, and where it says save link as, save target as, or download linked file, what we're going to do is we're going to download that. And this is most important. Make sure that it is going to your downloads folder. Usually by default, your browser will be set already to go into the download folder, but here you see it can be downloaded securely. Once again, we go to the options and we click on keep, and it'll allow the download to happen. What we're going to do now is we want to look inside the Finder inside the downloads folder. So there's two ways you can go about it. The fastest is probably just by clicking on the little options and show in Finder. But what I want you to do is open up the Finder window, and here I'm going to go into my downloads folder. So let's go into downloads. Here inside the downloads folder, you can see the things that I just downloaded, which were the Java 406 and the PKG file. Again, these are only needed if you don't already have Java installed. And this one is the one that we need. You see, there's a little zipper on that file. So what we're gonna do is double click to unzip. So I double click it, and there it is. It is unzipped. And inside of here is the program, but we don't need to do anything else besides that. So we're gonna go ahead and close this. And now we're going to go into probably one of the more complicated steps in all of this. So what we're going to do is we are going to check to see what kind of if we have any file that is setting up the configuration that would be used here inside of terminal. So I'm going to copy and paste a line that I'll be providing in the description or somewhere you can access. And so when you click it, when you copy and paste it, what it's looking for are files that either start with the word bash or profile, and there's a dot in front of it, and that's on purpose. So myself, first I'm going to look to see if I have this file that's .bash_profile, and I'm going to check on the list. This says .bash_history, .bash_sessions, and that's all I have for things that say bash. If you do have it, then there's a set of instructions that you'll follow. But if you don't have it, then what we're going to do is we're going to look for we're going to look for .profile. And so not bash, but .profile by itself. You see here, I have .profile, but you might not have either of the two, and that's okay. It doesn't mean anything happened, but if you don't have any of them, what you need to do is you'll type in the following command. You'll put touch.bash_profile. And when you do this, this will create the bash profile file exactly where it needs to be. So if you don't have it, then this is all you have to do. So this is in case if you don't have the .bash_profile or the .bash profile in your in this list. Okay. So then once that is complete, then in my case, it'll look a little bit different because I have profile, but all that will be different is the last line of the following set of commands that you'll be copying and pasting. I'll provide both, right? The one for the .bash_profile and the one that's just .profile. And here I just copy and pasted it. And the only thing that will be different will be this last line here that says .profile. And then I just copy, paste it, and I hit enter. That's it. So if everything worked all right, then I should be able to start up APT as soon after that I close this. I'm going to open up terminal once again. So I like to open up terminal by pressing and holding the command button and then hitting the space bar. And I'll look up terminal. And here, since I already started typing it earlier, it's still saved there. So I'll just go ahead and double click terminal. All right. If everything worked out just fine, then I should be able to start typing AP. And when I hit the tab key on my keyboard, it auto-completes to apt.csh. So apt.csh is APT. So when I hit enter, things start appearing on the terminal screen, and what is this? I have APT running with no issues. Now, when you run APT this way, it's important to not close terminal because terminal is the one that's actually running APT for you. So as you see, as I click around, let's see, I click open image and I'm going to load an image. So I click open. You see here APT is running inside of terminal, and it's loading everything up, but this thing that's happening inside terminal is actually not important for you, so you can just minimize it, and you can close this color table levels. Now you're able to use APT inside Mac, and that's it. Now the last thing here is how do we close APT? So notice I have this running, and if I try to close it, luckily it'll tell me, hey, you have something that's running. Do you want to close it? I'm going to cancel this. I don't want to close it. But instead what I want to do is I'm going to close APT from here just by clicking on the X, and notice it stopped putting out all this text and my computer name came back out. So once that's closed, then I can go ahead and close terminal window. And then that's it. And that is how you install APT on all recent versions of Mac. Thank you.